Greetings and welcome, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, to episode 382 of the Words About Games podcast. I'm your host, Amy K. Alexander, and I'm joined this week by the definitely 100% healthy one himself, Mr. Dafford Moody.
Yeah, completely. Yes, 100%. It's Friday. You know what that means. It's video game day. Go pick a video game and play it.
That's my plan.
That's my
Actually, I
plan.
already picked a video game.
Sorry?
I actually already picked a video game, and I'm playing. I was playing it just before we started recording.
No, that's good.
Yeah,
So was I, but I was like, because it's so lazy and easy for me to do something, so I don't have to do as much. I move my hand onto the mouse and just move the mouse while staying wrapped up.
Nice. You need to get one of those ones with the arms.
Yes, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah,
you don't even need to stick your arm out of the blanket to move the mouse around.
or just get a giant onesie or something.
Or build a fort.
Build a fort, yes.
Yeah, build a fort.
Build a fort. I've got boxes as well. I could do a fort.
I think you could do a pretty good fort.
I bet I could.
Yeah.
I've already started. As you can't see really anymore, but Amy knows the shelves all over there.
Yeah. Next week you can do a game of the year from inside the fort.
Yeah, I'll find a laptop and I'll just hide underneath inside the fort on a laptop.
And the warm glow of the screen means you won't even need any lights.
Why? It sounds delicious. I won't lie.
Every now and again, I come up with a good idea. Usually these things are around comfort and laziness, but hey, good ideas are still good ideas, right?
How are you? I haven't asked you.
I'm good.
That's great.
I'm awake today. Unlike
Today?
last week.
Were you not awake last week?
I didn't stay up watching a 4-hour thing. We'll just say thing.
Thing.
Yeah, I didn't stay up watching the Game Awards this week.
Oh, Smeg, yeah, I forgot about that.
In the name of podcasting.
What's Steph Sterling call them? The game advertisements.
Yeah.
I think that's what they call it, isn't it?
Yeah,
I watched their video. It was really funny.
Yeah.
This was when I was not comatose.
Healthy. I mean, not that you're not healthy now. You're 100% healthy.
Yeah, I'm 100% definitely.
As we just, set up in the podcast intro. But no, like I spent the weekend playing games, and then I was like, oh, maybe I'll get one more in because we're doing a game of the year next week. And I was like, but I want my cutoff to be this week. I've decided for like playing
this
new
weekend
games, like today, like right now.
Oh, today! Oh, bloody hell!
I'm not gonna like. I'm gonna play if I play another game and then it comes up and gets no more reviews, right? So, no more chatting about games. So I was like, fuck it. This week's my cutoff. And then I was like downloading games, and I was on howlongtobeat.com, and I was like doing all this stuff. Like, oh, let's see what can I squeeze in before Thursday? And then I was like, sat down last night, and I just went fuck it, and I installed Yakuza. And then I was like a dragon. The
Ishin one,
yeah,
or
the Ichi one, because I want to play
the
it
one
before.
I liked. The one I like.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna try the new one. I'm hoping. Let me rephrase this, because I'm 100% obviously. I'm hopefully gonna try the new one on the weekend because they've released dubbed voice acting for it.
The one that just came out.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh yes, that's brilliant, because that was the only thing that it was annoying. It didn't suck me into the story as much as, even though I enjoyed the story on Ishin. I just dislike reading subtitles. I'm just a lazy bastard.
Well, you don't like reading, and that's fine.
Yeah. I do enough at work. I do enough fucking reading at work.
You've got your reasons. It's fine. Everyone's allowed to not like things, but yeah, no. So I've been playing that. I downloaded it on Xbox, and that's where I must have played it previous, because I had like save files from like chapter, like I think I was like 12. I'm looking at the save files that were on my Xbox. It was like 12 hours in, I think. So I was like, I'm gonna start again either way.
Because we game share, you'll have the DLC I bought.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, you'll be able to wear the extra kimonos I bought. I was loving it so much. I was thinking, can I buy any extra for this? Because I rented it at the time. I now own it and everything, and I just went, okay, I'm gonna buy the DLC, and I bought the DLC, which was just basically cosmetics and everything.
Nice.
And whatnot. And I was just like, oh, I like these kimonos.
But no, I'm enjoying it. I'm not very far in. I was just playing it for a bit this after. But yeah,
it's like 20 hours long, apparently, if I remember rightly.
It's like way longer than that.
If you do everything.
Not if you do everything. If you do some stuff. I don't know. But it's
play how you want to play it. I'm not saying I get through it really fast. I'm saying I think it took me around 20, 25 hours, I think. I can't fully remember.
Wait, which Like a Dragon are you talking about?
Ishin.
No, I'm not playing Ishin. I'm playing the Ichiban one.
The what one?
The one with the guy with the big poofy hair from Yet.
Oh, okay. I'm getting. I thought you were playing Ishin.
No.
See, I'm 100% here.
100% healthy. Totally. 100% absolutely.
Healthy. Didn't get my wires crossed whatsoever. That one. That's long. Fucking huge. Yeah, that's long. That's long. It's like 40 hours, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, give or take. But no, I wanted to play it before the new one came out because I never finished it, and I want to finish it. It's the first game off my backlog. Off the big spreadsheet that's just called the backlog.
But that shows how great the game was for you, because if I remember rightly, it was in your top 10 that year.
It was somewhere in that Game of the Year list.
I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah, I don't know where, but it shows how great of an impression it did for you, even though you didn't finish the game. That's fantastic. So
I look forward to finishing it. Or not. Who knows? Who cares? New
anyway,
Amy.
You're still playing the sequel in January, so
and a new Amy has emerged.
A new Amy has emerged. She's released from her cocoon, grown her butterflies, and she's ready to fly away.
Exactly. It's like, can I just jam one more 2023 game in here? You know what? Probably could have.
Probably. You probably could get a couple of more if you wanted to really try.
I probably could jam a few games in there if I really wanted to, but I was just like, nah, I'm gonna play it's a game that I actually want to play. Perish the thought. What a wild concept.
Perish the thought. That is a wild ass concept, no doubt. Oh god.
And I started watching. I just randomly decided I was going to watch all of Miyazaki's movies from the beginning. So
he's got a new one coming out. Oh, it's out.
It's out. Yeah, I've seen people talking about it.
Apparently, it's really good.
On Bluesky.
Which is not a surprise. It's Miyazaki. Shocker. Miyazaki does another great film. Whoa.
Oh my god. So
it's like his average is like great, but like even if he just does a good movie, it's not like it's good. It's like, yeah, you know, he doesn't do a bad movie or an average movie or just a meh movie. It's like it's always at least good.
Yeah,
you know.
I haven't seen them all before, so it's like it'll be like half movies I've seen and half I haven't. I watched this first one he directed, The Castle of Cagliostro. Which,
did he do? I can't fully remember this one, but I know I loved the movie, but it was like a deep cut. Obviously, Grave of the Fireflies. Did he do that one?
I don't think so. I don't think it was on the list. No.
Yeah, but yeah, that was just heartbreakingly beautiful.
Yeah. No, I don't think he did that one. The next one is Nausicaa. I have Valley of the Wind because I'm just going to watch them in order.
Nice.
And according to the credit list, Patrick Stewart was in that one.
Nice.
So I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, it's like I think there's a random British actress I think that's in Princess Mononoke, I think, or British actor at least. but I'm pretty sure I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's an actress. But either way, yeah, I think like us British just randomly, I think, appear in one of his movies from time to time. It's like, hey, I'm here.
Hello, Governor.
Hello, Governor. Cheerio.
What?
You want some tea?
Pip.
Crumpets.
I love crumpets.
You want some afternoon tea?
I'm a big crumpet fan.
Don't fucking start, okay? Seriously, piss off. I saw dupping and tripping in there.
Yeah, last week's podcast editing session was an interesting one for the last sort of 20 to 30 minutes. I cut out a bunch of stuff, and I don't know if I got it all because I was just like, because we recorded it and then I edited it straight away, like, and eventually I just went, fuck this. I cut out the part where it went wild for like a good 5 minutes, and Moody sang the most cursed version of
Let It Go
I've ever heard in my life.
So I've done the scared version, I've done and I've done a cursed version.
We've got the Dead Space version, and we've got the cursed internet version.
Yeah.
That album's coming along great.
It's all about letting it go.
half the songs on the album are just going to be Let It Go in different contexts.
Oh god. I started watching Blue-Eyed Samurai. It's on Netflix, and
I think I've heard of this.
Absolutely spectacular to what I've seen so far. I'm like 5 episodes in, and it's just like it's an incredible show that I've seen so far. I think you would really like it when you get around to
coming to your house,
catching up on your backlog, or when you come back down mine again. Yeah, it's next year. But yeah, it's a beautiful show.
Nice. I did try watching.
Bloody as fuck. It's like basically, it's just like East meets West, and where West is Quentin Tarantino, and in East is not Miyazaki, but like I don't know his name. One of the guy, I think an Asian director who did Seven Samurai film.
Kurosawa.
I think
Akira Kurosawa.
That's him. Thank you, Kurosawa. Thank you. I think it's basically that, a Kurosawa movie slapped with at least Quentin Tarantino's Kill Bill movie.
Okay.
Basically, it's insane.
Kill Bill versus your Jimbo.
Basically, yeah. But it's visually stunning. It's a beautiful show. Yeah, I'm loving it. I'm really enjoying it. It's already been renewed for season 2. So you know Netflix are really into it if they've like, there we go, straight away, and they've renewed.
Netflix know how to renew stuff? Oh my god.
They haven't got to the 3rd season yet, Amy.
No, I need to watch more Akira Kurosawa films. I've watched like 2 or 3, I think.
Yeah. I haven't watched a single ever Kurosawa movie ever. I need to sort that out.
Yeah,
I used to do a movie podcast, and I even said I never watched any of this. I was like, this ducking out of my podcast.
Just like these movies that are like so culturally relevant, like they're still like being referenced in everything 70 years later. Yeah, I've never seen them. Bye.
Yeah, it's like when everyone was like, wait, you haven't seen the Godfather movies? No, I haven't seen any of them. I own them. Well, I own the first 2 because I bought them for my partner digitally, and it was just like, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like that whole like, oh, well, you used to do a movie podcast, so you must have seen IMDb's top 100 movies of all time, and it's like, no, I haven't, man. Fuck off. Like, I haven't played
all the movies. Yeah,
I haven't played all of the games. Like, we added a couple of trailers to the document, and I certainly watched one of them. I certainly didn't watch the other one because I was like, I have no interest in this. The most culturally relevant video game of all time. I'm just like, okay, I never liked them anyway. like it's overrated. Like there's games that I've missed that are culturally important or whatever that I would like to play, but there are other ones where I'm just like, no, I don't want to play that though.
Don't want to play it. I have no interest in it. Yeah, and the same thing with movies for me. Like, it's really weird. I've really seen a difference or a noticeable downturn in trailers, at least movie trailers, since the pandemic. Like, I remember when I was doing obviously the podcast, like we not all the time, but obviously there was always like banging trailers where we were just like, this was a banger, this was awesome trailer. It really sets it up and really like raises your hype. I've some trailers I'm watching these days for the last few years. I'm just being like, okay, I just walk away.
Fair enough. Oh,
Did you just
I'm
kick
fine.
something?
I'm fine. Everything's fine.
Okay, we're good.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Like, trailers are fun. Like, it's fun to get hyped about things. Like, sometimes I'll go back and watch trailers that got me like super hyped. Like, even if the thing that it was a trailer for disappointed me, I'll still sometimes watch the trailer and like try and recapture that magical moment. Trailers are an art form in and of themselves.
Oh, no doubt about that. No doubt about it. Still made no sense that in the Castaway trailer they revealed that he got off the island.
Yeah.
Makes no sense that, but okay.
I mean, the original Ghostbusters trailer was marketing the movie like it was a fucking horror film.
I know.
It's such a bad trailer for the film that it is.
It really is. It really is.
That's a different kind of art form.
Yes, that's true. That's true. It's like, good God. I watched a 5-hour documentary of 80s sci-fi movies. I was meant to mean this, and it's just come to my mind. It was awesome. It went through each year of like impactful sci-fi movies that they talked about and everything. I was just like, I like that one. I like that one. I own that one. That was number one when I was born. The irony is that my favorite film of all time was number one when I was born. That was Aliens.
What
which
was
I think
the
is
number
amazing.
one film on
This date. Blah 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 blah.
But like, I'm not saying it, but like anyone will be able to look it up as soon as I say what it is. Okay, the numbers.com. What was it? I guess this is American. Rambo: First Blood Part 2.
Nice.
Yeah. Followed by a movie I actually like, The Goonies.
Nice.
And then Fletch. Huh.
Cool.
Yeah. Super Mario Brothers came out the year I was born. I'm the same age as Super Mario Brothers.
28, obviously.
Yeah, I'm not bothered about it. Age is just a number.
Age is just a number. Yeah. That is true. That is true. I don't even feel my age. I feel older right now.
I was going to say. Think about what you feel right now. Like, Is that because you feel about 100? A very healthy 100%
exactly.
with it 100-year-old.
I look good for 100. It's only a couple of grey hairs in my head.
Just want to... I cover mine up.
I was going to say, have you dyed your hair?
No.
Oh, okay.
The thing about like the lighting set up in the room is there's no overhead light, so you can't ever see the top of it. So like the top of it's red, but you can't really tell.
That's good
because it's just dark, so it's always just black.
Yeah,
because there's no light shining on it to reflect the redness. There you go. Hair science.
Hair science.
Whoa.
Exactly. Whoa.
It's funny you watched a 5-hour video about old sci-fi movies. I watched a 4-hour video about plagiarism a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, you did say that, yeah. Mm-hmm. I watched about an hour of it and I was just like, okay, I'm done. I was like, okay, I'm done.
I saw a lot of people complaining about the video's length on social media, like, oh my god, who makes a 4-hour video? It's like, all right, one, you've definitely watched at least one extended edition of Lord of the Rings. And two, like, it has chapters.
That's a difference.
You can just...
That's a difference.
You can just stop and start whenever you want. It's wild. Like,
I don't disagree.
I know. I'm not going. This is a general sort of reaction to the discourse or whatever that I saw. Like a couple of months ago, I watched a 9-hour video about Fallout. Did I watch it all at once? Hell no. Of course I didn't. It took me like a week.
Yeah, it's a weird. It's like sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, cool, I can get into this, blah blah blah, and then sometimes I'm just like, I don't know. Just no. Just no. And half the time it's just the byline of the topic. I'm just like, no, I'm not wanting to watch that. I want to support you, but I'm not watching that right now, okay? My mind is not in the place for this. Go away. I'm still subscribed to you, but I've asked the screen not to recommend this for a minute. Okay, leave me alone.
I never use the recommendations on YouTube. YouTube's algorithm is weird as fuck.
Stupid. YouTube's algorithm is stupid.
Like,
you watch one video of something, and then you're getting a whole fucking thing of everything of all other channels that have done it. I'm just like, no, go away.
My number one recommendation on my homepage is some guy reacting to a Stargate SG-1 episode.
That's not a surprise to me, for you.
Sure. But guess how many Stargate reaction videos... Guess how many reaction videos I've watched in my entire life? I reckon I can count.
Not many.
I reckon I can count it on one hand. Like,
yeah. Right now, for me, on my home, it's... because I literally watched one clip. And because my YouTube automatically starts playing it as well on my phone, I watched one clip of Ted Lasso, a show I've never watched, by the way. And now all I see is Ted Lasso. And I'm just like, go fucking way. Why? Leave me alone.
Yeah, it's like, okay, so... Yeah, so I watched that Fallout video, like I was saying, right? So naturally now, YouTube is like, do you want to watch all of the Fallout videos? And I'm like, no, I don't. I watched one Fallout video because one, it's an interesting topic, but mostly because I follow the creator of the video, not the topic of the video.
Yeah. Like I've watched some stuff from like Jesse Gender. And I'm getting recommended videos from evil pricks that she's commenting on through the video, and I'm just like, why would I want to see this little fucker in my page? Go away. This is why YouTube, we need a block button. Yeah. I don't want to be recommended these channels, for God's sakes. Not your don't recommend does not fucking help, especially when the algorithm overwrites it if you see one clip of the bastards on another person's video just because they're doing a video about these bastards.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
Leave me alone.
Yeah.
YouTube.
I watched all of Doctor Who, the 3 specials. Like,
I'm glad you qualified that.
The 3 specials.
That would have explained your current condition if you watched all of Doctor Who in the last week.
Fuck work. I watched all of Doctor Who. Yeah, no, Tennant's like, I think we can sometimes forget how good of an actor Tennant is. Like, Tennant is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know you love her, but I still can't stand Catherine Tate.
That's fair. Well, to be fair, I've never enjoyed Catherine Tate in anything else that I've seen her in.
Apart from Doctor Who.
Just in Doctor Who. Like, for whatever reason, it works for me in Doctor Who.
She was less annoying for me, like, in everything. So I can give her props for that. I thought... I had his name on my brain. See, I'm 100%, I swear.
100%, totally helpful.
Totally 100%. The main villain from the final episode.
Neil Patrick Harris.
I thought he was brilliant.
Unbelievable.
I loved his over-the-tossment. I loved the Spice Girls part.
Like, if you're going to have a villain like the Toymaker, you've really got to commit to going incredibly
full
over
camp,
the top.
Yeah. Basically, over the top and camp, yeah. It was amazing. I really, really enjoyed them. Yeah, like all 3 specials I thought were really, really good. I didn't realize that they had an actress from a show that I enjoy, Heartstoppers. She was playing Donna's daughter. Mm-hmm. I thought she was amazing. I really like. I love her in the Heartstoppers. I think she plays the character really well and everything. So, like, yeah, it's really, really kind of. I was wondering how, like, because I was literally thinking, oh, so just going in like to the trailers and everything like that, I was saying, oh, so what? She's broken up with her husband after having that happily ever after, and now back with the doctor or something. No, I really enjoyed that. They're still together. I won't lie. If I was her husband, I would have divorced her when she gave all that money away. I don't care if it was for a good reason and to charities and everything. I don't give a flying out. Yeah, no, I really enjoyed the 3 specials I thought were really good. The internet obviously broke when the regeneration happened.
Yeah, sure. Of course it did.
Yeah, as always, like it always does and everything, just because they're absolutely fucking idiots.
I've seen a lot of comment and I don't necessarily this isn't necessarily a complaint, but it's more just like a kind of an eye roll. And like people can enjoy their media in any way that they want. Like obviously, like there's the shitheads. We don't talk about the shitheads, but like I've seen a lot of people try to sort of apply too much logic to the events of especially like the last episode of the specials, where it's just like, well, if this and then this, then how did this happen? And it's just like at a certain point, you have to suspend your disbelief a little bit.
Yeah,
it's
sometimes
it's
well, it's not real.
They're trying to piece together how She-Cat was Doctor, and like, oh well, obviously this must happen, and then this must happen, and then it's like you'll see a question come up, and it's like, but why was David Tennant's Doctor showing him how to use the TARDIS if he must already know how to use it? It's just like it doesn't matter. I mean, one, he's obviously just awkwardly trying to fill time. And
9 times out of 10, when the new Doctor presses a button on their TARDIS for the first time,
they don't
9
know
times out of 10 blows the fuck up.
Right.
So it's like, I'm just getting this out of the way now to make it easy for him.
I don't know. Just like people can enjoy their media the way they want, and if they want to go really drill deep into the minutiae of it, like that's cool. Mm-hmm. Like in a non-assholish way. This isn't like the time I ran adrift on arguing with Star Trek Picard fans, who were doing it in a dickhead way, whereas people I've seen discussing this are doing it in it's a fine way. But it's just like, for me, it's just like it would ruin like the enjoyment of the episode a bit if I was like, but wait a minute.
Yeah, it was like when I was
you're trying to apply logic to an episode where Neil Patrick Harris appeared out of nowhere and did a Spice Girls lip sync while turning people into bubbles.
Yeah. It was it's just you gotta really stop going a little too crazy sometimes.
At a certain point, I think he just takes some stuff on faith.
Yeah. Yeah, it just made me laugh. I don't want to lie. It never bothered me or anything like that. Like I was just like, okay, this is interesting. But instantly I was like, I like the new Doctor instantly. What's wrong with that? That's what you want us to do, yeah? Straight away. You want us to like the new person who's going to become the main Doctor and everything. And it's nice to how you kind of have the Tennant have a proper swan song in some sort of way.
Like I was reading a piece someone I know had written about it, and it's just like every regeneration story is like ultimately like a sad ending. So it was nice that like the Doctor finally got a happy ending, and I was like, I like that sort of like angle of it. It's just like he gets to just heal. the Doctor's been through some shit.
That is true.
Yeah,
that is true. No doubt about it. But no, they were fun. They were fun 3 specials, and I'm looking forward to the Christmas special to see what the new guy gets to do.
Hopefully, it's just everything. Hopefully, it's just incredibly over the top. Everything's just like the tone of that last special.
Going off from the trailer, it looks like yes.
Let's just have some fun with it, you know. Like we've had like years and years. I know you haven't been watching Doctor Who much. We've had like years and years of like the universe ending apocalypses and like all of the bad guys and all of the trauma. It's like, let's just have fun for a bit, man. Let's go on some stupid adventures.
Yeah, I didn't like, because obviously like Neil Patrick Harris's character like said, oh, he beat the master and stuff like that and put him in a gold tooth and everything. I didn't like the part of saying, oh no, don't bring the master back. Like, the master's just has been so ran into the ground right now. I'm just like, stop it. I know his biggest, basically his second or first biggest enemy and everything, but no, just stop it. Give us something new, for God's sakes.
I mean, it's a 60-year-old franchise, right? It's 60, yeah.
Yeah, 60 now. Yeah, it turned 60 this year.
Yeah, let's just see what they do with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a while since they've had the master around, anyway.
He was in the thingy's last episode before she regenerated.
Oh yeah. I keep forgetting he was the master. I keep thinking, oh yeah, the last time they had the master is when it was the Missy, I can't remember the actress's name, and it's like, no wait, he was the master the entire time.
Yeah, that one he had two masters. He was Tennant's master and Capaldi's master. It's like, oh my god, the only one who didn't get a master was Smith. And Eccleston, because only Eccleston was only around one season. He didn't get to meet the master.
Just taking a break every now and again, as you do.
Took a break, yeah.
Anyway, let's talk about some video games.
Yes, why not?
It is National Video Game Day, and since we're both feeling 100% super tippity top healthy, we'll talk about some video games.
Why not?
I don't know whether you were going to swallow that or puke. Healthy kind, healthy puke. You know?
Healthy.
Yeah.
I'm 100%. 110%.
110%. See, he's getting better by the minute. So I played some games. I played a game.
So did I.
By accident.
This was before I died. I mean, almost died.
I played a game by accident in one afternoon.
I have played this game as well.
I love when that happens. Oh, I'll just check this game out for like an hour or two. Oops, I finished it. What time is it? Shit, I need to go to bed.
Got work in the morning.
Got work in the morning. But I played a Highland Song over the weekend, which is an exploration game. I feel like that would be the best way to describe it.
Let's see what Steam says.
It's the Scottish Highlands. There's lots of mountains and caves and hills and deer, and you're trying to get from a little cottage to a lighthouse. And it's the most Scottish thing I've ever played.
Scottish thing. It is the most
Which
Scottish
I appreciate,
thing.
you know, as someone who grew up like not very far away from Scotland and loves Scotland and her people. I appreciated the Scottishness of the whole thing.
It says Moira McKinnon is running away a wild adventure through the Scottish Highlands with open platforming and dynamic storytelling, maps and music from the creators of Heaven Vaults and AE Days. That's all it says.
Yeah. Platformer.
So it
is
didn't help.
It helps. It's a climbing game, platformer, exploration, bit of a narrative game. But yeah, no, you start the game and you just like, you can literally like see your man's shouting up the stairs and you're like, I'm running away. What? I'm running away. And then you literally do just run away.
True. That's true.
And I got all the way to the lighthouse. Did the whole thing. Took me 4.5 hours.
Cool.
Yeah. And I want to do it again at some point because it's like, so like the game's built around, it's like layers. The map's in like layers. And the idea is trying to find the paths between the different layers. So it's like, it's a 2D game that's almost like 3D in the way its map works, where it's like you start here and the lighthouse is here. And it's like finding the path to get through. And you've got no fucking idea where you are most of the time, which I really liked. Like in these sort of like smaller sort of like relatively like they're quite large maps, but in these smaller maps, it was like, where the fuck am I even going in the right fucking direction? And then you're like, there's a path here. I might as well like see where this goes. And like you can never like, I love the fact that like the climbing is so integral to the path finding, where it's like you climb a peak and you can see like quite a distance, but it's like you can't really do that see the distance when you're down, so it's like it makes like the climbing an actual like important mechanic. So it was fun to just be like, okay, I think I can see a big hill. Let me go up there and see where the fuck I am.
There's a lot of big hills, no doubt about it. Yeah.
Ah! I fell off the big hill. Which happened a lot. I didn't break any ones. I did like the curses and the shit that she shouts when you fall off things. I like the dialogue in general.
It's the dialogue's really well done in the game. And the voice acting, I think the voice acting is exceptional. I think it's a very exceptional. The voice acting from everyone's really well done. Music, I think, is absolutely breathtaking for it. I really enjoyed what they did with it. Level design really, really good, and everything. I didn't enjoy this game, maybe.
You know what? I was playing it, and I noticed you played it, and I flashed back to when we were all talking about Elden Ring, and like how like it's a get lost in the world kind of game because there's no map markers, and I did think, oh, but I don't know if Moody would like this.
It vexed me. It vexed the shit out of me. The climbing, trying to find the places and everything like that, and I was just like, oh, this is really, really annoying me right now. And I almost got to the lighthouse. It seemed like I was 2 stages away, I think. Who knows, really?
Probably not. I don't know. It's a weird one. You can only see it, like, I think, like, well, in my journey, I only saw it once before I realized I was getting close to it, like, as in a stage of the journey where I was like, yeah, that doesn't look that far away. And then it was like 2 more hours. I was like, okay, I think I'm nearly there.
Yeah, I was just like, I got lost. I got vexed with it, and it was just like, no, so I just put it down and I didn't complete it, and I uninstalled it. Like I said, I think this game is beautiful. It's like
beautiful.
Yeah, it is a beautiful game, visually stunning. Like I said, voice acting, writing, voice acted, music, everything is just stunning. But just the exploration part for me just vexed the living crap out of me, and I was just like, nah, I can't.
Yeah, like I said before, it is a game where you spend most of your time wandering around like, fuck am I?
Yeah, and sometimes that works for me, and sometimes it just doesn't. And this time I was just like, nah. Which is really annoying because I was so excited for this game. Like the trailer when I first saw it was like, oh my god, yes, give me that. And when I heard it was from the Overboard developers, I was like, oh hell fucking yes. And I was just like, it broke my heart that I wasn't enjoying this.
Hey, it happens.
It happens, no doubt about it, yeah.
But yeah, no, I really love this. The musical sections where you chase the deer and it's like a rhythm game. Like I wasn't as fond of the rhythm game so much as I love the fucking music.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But I like the one thing I really disliked about this game, and it's a weird one. Like the thing I disliked.
You said something that in the chat with me and Vitz.
The thing I disliked about it isn't weird in and of itself, but it's like it's a thing I disliked more so when I finished the game and I realized it doesn't fucking matter that much. But so the idea is you're going from Moira's house and you're going to see the Uncle Hamish at his lighthouse by the sea.
Yeah.
Or by the sea, in the sea. It's a lighthouse. But there's like a countdown, so it's like done in like day cycles. And every time you start a new day, it's like, oh, it's 5 days till the Beltane. It's 4 days till the Beltane. And the game is like impressing upon you that you have to get there by the Beltane. That's when you have to get there by. So I got there like 2 days after, I think. Ironically, I would have made it on time if I hadn't died twice. But I died twice because I was rushing to try and get there on time. And that's the part of the thing that I really disliked because it's an exploration game. And there's lots of cool shit to find, including like there's like a bunch of like narratives to find. Like, it's not like the narrative just happens. Like, you go to a lair and it's like, well, the story of this bit is you do this. It's like, you'll go in a cave and there'll be some weird guy in a cave. And it's like, there's a whole thing. Or like, you'll uncover a statue and you need to do some stuff. But I was ignoring a lot of it because I was like, shit, I'm running out of time. Like,
yeah,
I've only got 3 days, and I just saw the lighthouse, and it's all the way over there. And then, mild spoilers for the end of the game, I guess. But like, you get there, and it's like you still get it. Like, I got there late, and it was like I still got an ending that I was satisfied with. And then you can start the game again with all of the shortcuts that you've already unlocked, so you can make it there faster next time. So I was even more annoyed when I got to the end, and I was like, then the game was like, yeah, it doesn't matter if you didn't get here on time. Even though it was communicating the exact opposite to me the entire time I was playing it.
Yeah, that was annoying for me as well. I was just like, dude, no, I don't think I'm going to make it in 2 days. Stop it.
It's like, you only have 2 days left. You don't. Like, that's why I got annoyed. Like, after I'd finished the game, because it's like, you can still get to the lighthouse. It doesn't matter when, and you'll still get an ending. You just won't get the full ending. And it's not even like you get the bad ending. Like, you just get a little bit less of the full ending. So, like, I guess, like, if you're gonna play this game, I think it's amazing. I think it's an amazing game, and I imagine I would have been less vexed with it myself if I had have just fucking ignored the countdown and just explored it at my leisure. That's why I was like, I want to play it again.
Yeah, I think that would have been a lot better for me. I don't know, like I was just getting lost, and I was like getting vexed at myself because I wasn't finding things. And then the countdown, and I think that just added on top of my infuriation, how infuriated I was getting with the game. And it was just like, like, there's no doubt about it. Like, I'll say this, like, it's a good game. Like, for me, on my scale, it would be like the level is a good game, and I would say go and give this a go, because I think it is probably overall a hidden gem for could be a hidden gem for a lot of people. Like you say, Amy, you loved it, it really worked for you, and I think apart from that one little irritating of like, you've got 4 days to go, 3 days to go,
and then when it was like, oh, it's 1 day, because it just keeps counting. So like then the day after I woke up, it was like, it's 1 day after the Beltane. And I just went and like I said, I got there on 2 days later. And like, my favorite time of my experience with the game was those final 2 days, because as soon as I missed the deadline, I was like, well, fuck it. And I just started wandering around and exploring, and I was having a much better time. And I was like, why did you have to if you hadn't have put this countdown in, even if the countdown still existed, and it was something where it was like, oh, you can get a better ending if you get there faster. Oh, cool. Then I'll try that.
Yeah.
Like, it added pressure to a game that didn't need pressure. Like, the game is built around getting lost and exploring, which is cool, and I love doing shit like that in video games. But when you add this time of pressure on top of it, it's like, then I'm starting to panic, and I'm like, oh crap, like, I need to fucking go faster, and then I fall off a cliff and die. Or I just I'm like, oh, there seems like there might be a cool narrative hook over here, but I've just found the path over here, so I'm going to ignore it. But, I should have gone to see what the narrative hook was. It seemed really interesting.
Yeah, it's the small little things that can just disrupt the game, and no doubt. I wonder if you can turn it off in the settings.
I don't know. Like, there was some accessibility stuff. I started turning stuff on before I started playing the game, and then I was like, no, what the fuck are you doing? Just turn it on if you need it, but leave it. I started turning on, like, because I'm not great at rhythm games and stuff. So I was like turning on like things to help me with the rhythm game. Then I was like, at least play the game first, see what it's like, and then decide if you want to turn it on. So I turned everything back off again. But yeah, no, it's just a shame. But like, I still love the game. Like, I'll still be talking about it next week at some point. But like, my initial experience was marred by that time crunch.
Yeah,
that didn't even matter in the end. That's the part that really gets to me. It's like, it didn't matter in the end. I didn't need to rush. and I still would have been satisfied when I got to the end of it.
But that's, I think, what makes it even more annoying, though. It's like you were made to feel like to rush when you didn't need to.
Exactly. Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. But it's an amazing game that I really liked.
Yeah, there's parts I enjoy, but yeah, I would still definitely say go and give it. It doesn't cost a lot of money, so it's like a tenner, I think, or just over it on Steam. So definitely go and give it a chance. Just for its visuals alone, it's like, and its music, it's like spectacular.
The sound design as well, like it sounds exactly like you would want to sound, like getting trapped in the Highlands of Scotland.
Yes, no doubt, I agree.
Should we move on to the game that you played that I haven't played?
Yes, I played American Arcadia. America Arcade.
American Arcadia.
It is a cinematic puzzle game that combines a 2.5D platformer and a first-person game to tell a tale of a thrilling escape. Experience the extraordinary story of Trevor, an average man escaping from the world's most popular reality TV show. So basically, how I explained this to a workmate of mine after I finished it, I've said, this is basically the Truman Show meets Escape from Alcatraz.
Wow, that's an elevator pitch.
I really enjoyed this game. I had a lot of fun with it. I loved the ending of this game. I think this ending is one of my favorite endings of the year. I really had a lot of fun with it. It's really the voice acting, I think, is second to none. I think arguably, I think this is Yuri's best performance this year. Better than Spider-Man. I know. I love him as Spider-Man. I think I thought he did an incredible job, but I think he let go more in this one, if you know what I mean. Like you could see he really could get his teeth stuck into this one. Not saying he couldn't in Spider-Man, but and really go for it in different, unique ways for this. And it's really a lot of fun. It's like you are literally trying to escape from a reality TV show, basically. And he was about to. It all depends on like what was going to happen. He doesn't really. You don't know what's right. You don't know what's real and what's not real, and what's truth and what is false or facts and everything. And it's a really meta game in the part of like it takes a lot of real world stuff. And melds it into this, and like how it finishes this made me go, yes, that is how I want the world to do for me. And I can't say what happens or anything because I wouldn't want to spoil it, but it's just like I laughed my ass off at the end, and I was thinking, that's so good. That is so good. I really, really enjoyed it. The gameplay, I enjoyed the 2D to 2.5, the platforming aspects to it more than I did the first person aspect, just because I'm not the biggest first person guy anyway. I never have been.
Yeah.
But the like running parts, the escape parts, I think it's really well done. It's beautiful. It's visually a stunning game. It's really, really how they've done this really works really well. The first person view, I think, is the more puzzle one. It's the more puzzle. The puzzle parts of the game. The platform one is literally just you are running trying to escape, and you're flushing out the story and everything more in the platformer one. But there's other parts of the first person one where it is more puzzles. The puzzles aren't that difficult. They were posed a little bit bland overall, but it's the characters that help you would get past that, and like it's really well done. I had a lot of fun with this game. And I think it's a game everyone should definitely go and give a look at. I think it's a lot of fun. Yuri gives, like I say, arguably his best performance this year. Again, I know controversial, but it's really a lot of fun. Go and give it a go, people. Like it's a really, really good game.
Yeah, it's been on my radar since it got revealed, whenever that was. I don't know, time. Flat circle. But it's on my list to try sometime. liked the idea behind it, and the fact that you loved it helps recommend that to me.
Yeah. There's no doubt about it. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I can't say anything more about this game.
No,
Like I can't praise it anymore. I think Out of the Blue game developer did a really good game here.
nice, good job. So the other game I was playing before I played Highland Song, which I would have talked about last week, but obviously we dedicated the whole
Jeff Keighley.
episode to
Got
Jeff
in the
Keighley
way.
for some reason. Was Sea of Stars. Like, I was playing that for about a week and a half.
Played that as well.
Somehow my most played Xbox game of the year.
What, Sea of Stars?
Yeah. I
Interesting.
played Sea of Stars longer than I played any other game on Xbox, including Alan Wake, the game I 100%.
Interesting.
And I did finish Sea of Stars, and I don't plan on finishing Sea of Stars. So those were all fascinating insights into like my gaming of 2023.
So question before you go further deeper is: are you not finishing because just time frame, or is you've not finishing for a reason?
I mean, so Sea of Stars is a really good game. Like,
Yeah.
it's a tactics game. Like, it's a throwback to like those tactics JRPG games. It's a prequel of The Messenger, which thank you, I did get that. They really started hammering that part home at one point, and I was like, I get it. The Messenger, this is a Messenger game. Yes, thanks.
I thought it was a sequel.
It's a prequel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you get to like visit I'll say no more in case people want to play it. There's a lot of Messenger stuff that really starts coming up quite a lot in about 15 hours in, which was nice at first. And then I was like, okay, we're really hammering this at this point.
Well, it's made by the developer of The Messenger, so
I get it, and it's like cool. It was like the first time it happened, I was like, "Fuck yeah, let's go!" But I was like, you hear the song and you go, "Wait, is this what I think it is?" And I've listened to the Messenger soundtrack for years. So. But the game itself, the game itself, yeah, it's a hardcore 8-bit platformer, and then it turns into a hardcore 16-bit Metroidvania, in all of its hardcore. Great game, loved it.
Justin.
But the Sea of Stars is a really good game that didn't really do much wrong, apart from like one thing I'll talk about later. I don't know, man. It's just like when someone makes an homage to something, and it's fine, but it doesn't really do anything like of its own. So you just kind of go, okay, like it's good, and it's a good homage, but it's an homage to things I've done before.
Yeah.
Like, and I guess that's where I was sort of feeling with Sea of Stars. Like, nothing that it was doing was really like jumping out at me as anything more than it's good. And I realized I'd been playing a lot of it, and I think I beat I had a major encounter in the game, beat a big boss, and then there was a big scene where something like happened, and then the game keeps going. And at some point during the game keeps going part, I was just like, you know what I'd really rather be doing right now? Something else. Like, and it's not because I disliked the game or hated the game. It's just I think I reached a point where I was just like, okay, I think I've gotten everything out of this game that I'm gonna get out of it. And sadly, the stories and the story and the characters weren't like. I had no burning desire to see where the story was going. Like, and it's not badly written. The characters are fine. The story's fine, but I wasn't like gripped to play another. Like, I think I was like 2/3 through the game, which I guess 30 hours means I had another 10-15 hours left. And I was just like kind of looking into the future and going, do I want to play another 10-15 hours of this? And the answer was, no, I'm going to see what a Highland Song's all about instead.
That's fair, no doubt.
But again, it's all good game, and if it's your kind of game, if it's your cup of tea, you'll probably really love it. Like, I really enjoyed what I played of it. I feel like if I tried to force myself to do more, like I would have done in my, like, if this was back in my reviewer days, I probably would have like soured on it a bit. Whereas like I get to sort of exit now, and if I feel like picking it up again, or if I feel like I want to see where the story goes, I can do stuff and look and see where it goes. But like it didn't do anything wrong. Like there was nothing bad about it. It was just I need to stop this now, because I was starting to feel fatigued with it.
I'm 100% there with you. I am, yeah. So I haven't touched this game since I last talked about it, because of obviously just work reasons and obviously other things that just came out and everything, and I just haven't gone back to it. I loved the game, what I played of it. I absolutely really enjoyed the hell of it, and like you say, it doesn't do anything wrong whatsoever. Everything it does to a high level, and everything, the RPG aspects and everything, and the side-scrolling part of it, like the visuals are all beautiful and everything, and the music's really good as well, and everything. It does everything it does everything you expect from an RPG game. It does everything what you expect, and so it's not. I never fell in love with the two main characters. I enjoyed their friend who joins them pretty early in the game, and I think he's like the heart and soul. He's kind of like us. I think he's there for us to carry us through it and everything. But
yeah, he's there so someone can explain the things that need explaining to him. Yeah,
yeah, but I also hit a spot where I was just like, I don't know. I think I got 15 hours through, and I was thinking, I think I've still got. I don't think I've hit. I think I've just got past halfway. I'm thinking I don't think I can go anymore. I feel like I've hit a wall. I feel like you. I felt like I've got what I wanted from it.
Yeah.
And everything. So it was like, yeah.
Okay, that was fun. What's next?
Yeah. What's next? Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to go back to it. I still have it installed on my PS5 and everything, but it's like I'm done for right now.
Yeah.
There's no doubt. I think I'll probably bring it up next week. It just all depends on how high it'll go, if it gets in. So
yeah, well, we'll see. But yeah, no, like it did. Like I said, it's a good game. It didn't do anything wrong. It was just you get to like because it's a narrative. It does the narrative structure thing. If you have a big moment and then another big moment and then you lead up to the next big moment and then it's like you get to one of those points where it's like you've just done a big moment. And now the next sort of like the objective for the next sort of like 5 hours of the game is stretched before you, and I just looked at it and I went, if I commit to doing this bit, I'm committing to playing the game for another until I get to whatever's next. And I was like, yeah, no,
no doubt about it.
Walk away with no hard feelings.
Yeah. And but fun for me, it's fun feelings as well. Like I had a lot of fun with it. Like the game is a very well made game. It's very well done.
Some great humor.
Anything wrong?
There's, like there's some cool in like the world. There's some fascinating stuff about the world. There's some cool like stories, like the campfire stories that you can unlock are really interesting. And then like the stories are like foreshadowing. So you unlock a campfire story, and then she tells you the story, and then I want to, like, the one thing I am kind of vexed by is like every tavern that you visit in the world, like the band is there. Like like how the fuck do they get to some of these places before me is what I'm asking. It shouldn't be possible.
They use that stealth one's power, and they have a super version of it.
They should be bringing me.
No, they have one of those stone things that picks them up and just floats.
Oh yeah, I did like the fast travel option. It's just a guy, a big stone statue throws you across the world.
No doubt.
It's very inventive and imaginative. Like it's a good, it's a good world. It's a fun world.
World building wise, I think it's really well done. Can't fault it for that. Yeah.
But yeah, no, like that's my Sea of Stars thoughts, because I mean, maybe one day I'll finish it, but that day will not be anytime soon. So it was time to bring it up on the podcast. And the music's fucking banging as well.
It really is.
I don't know if I want to do that. I know I said I was going to do this like all year, but I don't know if I actually want to like bother doing it now. Like, because like to talk about Tears of the Kingdom. Because like the thing is, right, for the exact opposite reasons I was just talking about Sea of Stars, I'll open talking about Tears of the Kingdom by saying I haven't finished it, and I don't think I ever will. And it's not because I've gotten everything I want out of this game. It's because I've settled into this weird way of playing Tears of the Kingdom, where like every now and again I open it up and I go that way. And then I just run off to a place and I just do some stuff and I have a fucking great time. And then I close my Switch down and I do something else and I don't play it again for a while. And like, I can't believe, like, I made a video about it because of how much I can't believe. Like, I've just become the person who's just like, let me find literally everything in this open world. But that's what I've been doing. It's great. And
you're the person what Todd Howard wishes would do for Starfield.
Yeah, like Todd wishes I would play Starfield, and also that I would play Starfield like this. But like for some reason in Zelda, it's just I have no desire to like progress the story. Like I did like months ago. I did one of the temples, and I think I did another temple. So I'm like 2 out of 4 of the boss, like the big dungeons, air quotes, and the boss fight and stuff. I've done those, and I just have no real desire to finish the game. And I just find it more like satisfying to just boot into the world every now and again, look at my map and go, I haven't been here, or like, let's go to this village and see if I can like see what like quests there are to do. What kind of stuff is there to find? And I've just like, how do I get up there? You know what I mean? And I've just been doing that for like every few weeks for the last few months. I've just been playing Zelda like that, and I don't think I'm ever going to finish it. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in a this game is fucking brilliant kind of way.
Good, that's what you want to see. So, are you gonna be bringing it up next week?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Okay then. You don't need to talk about it anymore, dear. So you can bring it. You can talk about it next week.
Sure, me and Vitz will talk about it because I know Vitz has played it as well. Vitz has finished it. He finished it like super fast.
No, Vitz is a nut though.
Vitz is a nut. He plays like 10 games a year, but he plays them all for like 6 million hours. Yeah. It's like the reverse of me. Amy reverse. Anyway. Yeah, those are my Tears of the Kingdom thoughts. I know I was like teasing, like, I'm going to do a full Zelda thing, but like the last couple of months I've just been like, but I'm not, because I know I'm not going to finish this game. But I'm still going to fucking probably put it in my own personal top 10.
Yeah.
But anyway, should we do an indie game of the week and a half time and.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
So it is time for Indie Game of the Week. This is the thing we do every week where we talk about a cool-looking, upcoming indie game that looks pretty cool. This is the last one of 2023, because we're obviously not doing one next week. And it's called Wild Bastards, which is the sequel to Void Bastards, a game I played a few years ago. Which was like a roguelike first-person shooter. Wild Bastards is the spiritual successor to Void Bastards. Wild Bastards is a hybrid FPS/strategy game with heart-pounding tactical combat, detailed management systems, and a roguelike campaign. Saddle up and lead the most notorious outlaws in the galaxy. It's being developed by Blue Manchu and published by Bonus Games, and it's coming 2024 to Steam. Link to wishlist in the description. Hit that wishlist button. Support your developers. Do all of those things.
Yes, do all those things.
Do all of those things.
They will love it.
I really liked Void Bastards, or what I played of it. It was a fun game. It had like a cartoon, a Saturday morning cartoon aesthetic, and a really British sense of humour.
Oh, recognize the team. Okay. The part of my group.
Cool. So you played it? Can you tell me anything? No.
Separate entities for that.
Would you tell me even if you had? Of course you would.
No.
What if I pause the podcast?
No.
Good, because I didn't really pause the podcast.
No,
That was a test. And you passed. Let's do a quick halftime.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
And by
I'm
quick,
100%.
I don't know if Moody's 100%. He's definitely gonna rapidly get out of the chair, do whatever he needs to do, and he'll be back in like 20 seconds, doing jumping jacks. I don't know how you do jumping jacks while you're sitting down, but Moody will find a way.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Yeah. See you in a second. No, not even fun. Just get the edit right. So it's just. Moody! Oh no! Hello! No, I don't know his address. Also, we're on a podcast. I can't tell you.
You text the missus.
You need to get upstairs quick. What's funny is, like, Discord's been misbehaving, but not in the way it did last week, where it kept freezing. It's just you're very pixelated.
I'm very pixelated.
Yeah, like, and what's really funny is it kind of matches your current 100% healthy
100%
condition.
healthiness. Yeah.
It's just like it kind of fits, you know. Like, but the audio has come through fine the entire time. It's just like you look like you're in Sea of Stars.
Sweet. I'm in the movie Pixels.
Yeah, you're in the movie Pixels, which I've never seen, but I assume it's a good movie because it's a video game movie.
It's an Adam Sandler movie.
Even better. It's a latter-day Adam Sandler movie, and those are always good.
Oh, God.
Awkward
Indeed.
Well.
Let's go to one of the ones that has to be put in. Let's go talk about the big reveal last week, GTA 6. It's officially been revealed. The trailer dropped, blah, blah, blah. Well, first the trailer leaked, and then they just decided to fuck it and just release it.
Was it worth it? Being sued into oblivion, was it worth it?
Ask his mediocre lawyers fighting the GTA lawyers right now, the Rockstar lawyers right now, trying to survive, having no money already to have minus everything in his life. No. The trailer, it was a good trailer. Like, I'm a big fan of Vice City. Vice City is my GTA. Like, I love Vice City. So I'd like to see that the rumors are true, that this is where they're going back and everything. And give me it. I like that they've put at least a year on it, which is like, say, we're not in 2024, so don't even ask. Shut up. Leave us alone. Bye. It's like basically what Monster Hunter Wilds did last week. We're 2025. Fuck off. Go away now.
We're not even going to pretend that there's a chance that this is happening.
Yeah, so it's like, the trailer was good. I look forward to hopefully playing it one day, see how I feel. See what 2025 will be like for me by then. I might be like, I'm not touching this massive ass game. I might be like that. So
I'm the one that plays the big long games. But I don't know. Like, I mean, it's cool. I experienced this trailer through social media osmosis, where a lot of people talked about it. So I feel like I watched it, but I definitely didn't watch it. No shade. It's just not my GTA. Like, if your GTA was Vice City, I guess my GTA would probably be San Andreas, because it was the one I played the most before I got bored and stopped playing. Out of all of the ones that I've tried, it's just not my kind of thing. But I'm happy a lot of people are excited. And I saw
it broke bloody records, for God's sakes.
I saw a lot of pictures of the who I'm guessing is one of the playable characters.
Yeah,
the lady
in the bikini.
There's a woman and I guess she's playable because a lot of people was posting pictures of her. And a lot of sad loser boys were, it's got a woman.
I don't understand these people now. These like, it's no doubt about it. It's just a tool just to try and get clicks and everything. That's basically what it's been for the last few years. But I'm just like, you do realize the last few GTAs have all had diverse characters in it, which is quote unquote woke.
Sure.
Like, you haven't played a primarily white person for all throughout the entire game. I mean, I know you could play 2 in the last game, but there was a black character who was one of the mains as well in GTA 5. GTA 4 was a mixed race man. And in San Andreas was a black man. I'm just like, seriously, guys, you haven't had a lone white protagonist for a long time. Get the fuck over it. Yeah, seriously.
But what you've got to remember is, Moody, like when all of those games, GTA 5 and 4 and San Andreas, all of those games came about before Twitter invented social justice.
That's true, yeah. The thing is about it, it's like, do you not realize women are in the world as well, people? You just so you know this, right?
Yeah, but they don't.
You are on the planet because of a woman. Just want to state that. Your dad was only there for probably 5 seconds. Your mom had to suffer for 9 fucking months and then the rest of her life with you. So
yeah, but they play video games to escape the knowledge that women exist in the world.
That's true.
That's their escapist fantasy.
Yeah, it's a weird analogy when it comes to them. They're just idiots, but yeah, I feel for all the team that had it all set up at Rockstar, ready to go. We're revealing Tuesday. Nah, we're going to leak it. I think it was someone's son who works on the game. Apparently, first leaked it. I heard a rumor of that. I don't know if that is true.
Okay.
And then someone else did the BitCon thing happened, and then it was just like. For God's sakes.
leaks in general are just shit, man. It's just like, why?
Yeah.
Why
would you want to ruin it?
For a bit of clout. It's like, come on, man. Like, no one needed to see that trailer a day early.
The thing is about it, like, the trailer completely died after the Rockstar just went, oh, fine, just throw it out.
Yeah. Like, I felt bad for all the people who worked hard to like,
get all set up and
get all the reveals set up, and then just to see that, like they would have just opened their phones or whatever and just seen that, like, oh, it's out, it's just there. Worse, it's got a fucking Bitcoin advert on it. Like, that the person that did that leaked that trailer, the GTA 6 trailer with the buy Bitcoin watermark, probably did more to harm Bitcoin than anyone else has ever done.
Yeah, he doesn't realize
in history. Like, he thought, oh, this is going to be great. I'm going to get loads of people buying Bitcoin. And now more people probably hate it.
Which is funny.
Which is very funny.
Yeah, fun trailer. Congrats, Rockstar, for making all the millions already.
Oh, yeah. I mean, congrats, Rockstar, on making what will probably be one of the best-selling games of all time.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And it doesn't even have to be as good as 5, you know? That's the thing about it. The clout of CGRs right now, it's insane. Which is how, each, like, I always say every game, like, is a lot of people, like, it's their game, you know what I mean? So, like, it always consistently, like, a GTA is, for a lot of people, is good to the minimum. So it's like, I can't wait. I'm looking forward to at least giving this one a go, and we'll see what happens. Let's go for a game that I don't believe exists, Amy, even though they're saying they're going to talk about it in the summer. Not at E3, but we'll get to that story later.
No, my joke.
Yeah, I saw that. Dragon Age Dreadwolf, it exists. Supposedly. And it's apparently they're going to show it next year.
I love when video game studios make a trailer for a trailer. It's great. I love it. Yeah. Like, especially when the first trailer has nothing to it. Like, they've done this twice now. Like, they did the Mass Effect thing where the person with the big coat, and now they've done this. And you text and said, "Can we add Dragon Age Dreadwolf?" And I literally text back, "Can you be more specific?" Because I didn't even know this trailer existed.
Yeah, I don't know if it dropped the day of the Game Awards, like before, or if it was the day of the Game Awards before, or it was the day before. It didn't come afterwards, I know that. But no, I saw it and I was thinking, wait, what?
I didn't even know this existed, and then I watched it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I could have.
Oh, it's a teaser to the teaser.
I could have gone my entire life without knowing this trailer existed and nothing would have changed.
I've only put it in there just because I just wanted to say I still believe this game exists until it's in my hand and I'm actually playing it. I'm not. This game doesn't exist to me.
Look, maps. Ooh. Like, okay, great, yeah, cool, yeah, thanks.
At least he didn't do it. What do you complain about the Photoshop doc or whatever? Like what they did with Mass Effect Andromeda, wasn't it? Just shows screenshots when they first revealed it.
I don't remember Mass Effect Andromeda's first reveal. Mass Effect Andromeda in my brain is just all about that release. Discourse. These days, it's just like I remember what happened when it came out.
It's the greatest release of all time, maybe. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's fine for me. I'd already played it by the time it came out.
Ooh, okay.
I was a big shot reviewer back then. Really, I'd already played the damn thing, and I'm glad I did. I sidestepped the whole fucking firestorm on the internet. It was great, but yeah, this was just like, okay, thanks for the update. I guess you realize it's 6 years too late to tease the game. Like, we already teased this. Arguably, that teaser was more effective because at least there was a character from the game in it.
It just showed maps, yeah. People's voiceovers, though, and I recognized some of them. I was like, I know you. Cool. Right. And I was just like, that's just from Inquisition. I only played Inquisition, my favorite one. Because I only played that one.
Because that's the only one you played.
Yeah, so obviously it's my favorite. But no, yeah, we'll see.
I put Inquisition. Inquisition's on my mind. I do want to replay Dragon Age Inquisition again.
You gotta think that going off what they're saying somewhere. This is Jeff all over it.
No,
this is Keighley all over it. It's probably going to be the end. It's probably going to close the Summer of Game Fest.
EA might just do their own EA Play.
I don't think they will.
They might.
They want.
They're pretty independent when it comes to shit like that.
Yeah, that's true. We'll see what happens.
They might have a lot of games, like when you think about it, like the things that we know, like they're making, like include like Dragon Age and Sims and Skate, and there's be other stuff as well. So I think they might do their own little.
Oh yeah, they might show Skate at long last, where everyone's like, oh maybe
Skate 4, Skate 4, Skate 4, Skate 4. Yeah, I remember. That's all anyone would fucking tweet for ages. EA plays on Skate 4, Skate 4, Skate 4. Okay. Hey, they got their Skate 4, so it worked.
They got it. Well, they got it announced. They haven't got it in their hands yet.
Yeah, he is good at announcing things.
Yeah. Let's go to the top one. Sony sued for 7.9 billion.
Oh yeah, this is from
over the UK PlayStation Store pricing.
Yeah, so we is
this a different one to what's happened with the? Oh yeah, because it's video, it's films, not.
Yeah, so this isn't the film thing. We can talk about the film thing as well. This is this is about the PlayStation Store. This was from a couple of weeks ago. Like as per the request, I've left a bunch of stories in that like have been like holdovers.
I'll complain.
Because obviously there was stuff left from 2 weeks ago. I just jumped
to a conclusion. I thought it was the film one.
But no, this is the PlayStation's being sued for £6.3 billion following claims from 2022 that it intentionally inflated digital game and content prices on its storefront. Consumer rights advocate Alex Neil is heading up the legal effort, having previously suggested Sony abused its position as market leader. So yeah, this is a thing that is happening in the UK, I believe, and it's an interesting one because it's weird. I was thinking about this yesterday actually. I was looking at some prices for games. Not like shopping or anything. I just, as Moody will know, in my life, I do sometimes come across physical copies of games and prices thereof. So I'll leave it at that. And I was looking at the prices and of the games and thinking, yeah, you know how new games are like 70 quid on the PlayStation Store because like they made the decision to raise the prices. Like none of the games I was looking at was 70 quid. And I was like, wait, hold on. Is it just 70 quid on the PlayStation Store? Yeah. It is. For the most part. So that was fast. That was a fascinating little thing where you just brought that up, and I was like, oh yeah, I was thinking about this yesterday.
Well, I think it's the same on Xbox though. I might be incorrect though.
The thing about Xbox is, it's a Game Pass machine for me, so I don't think I've looked at any prices for Xbox games since Elden Ring.
Yeah, that's fair.
Which I think was the last Oh no, I bought Alan Wake too, and that was 50 quid. So
yeah, but I think that wasn't that 50 quid across the board for everyone.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, so, and that's not getting a physical release; it's just digital.
Yeah, that's why I bought it on that's why I bought it digitally anyway. But yeah, no. The other thing that you were alluding to was was it movies? They've taken a bunch of movies off their storefront.
Of Discovery movies off basically HBO, Warner Brothers
and series
stuff.
As well. Yeah.
That people have purchased. They're in the process of deleting them and everything like that.
And you won't be able. People who have bought them
can't keep them.
Can't keep them. Yeah.
And everything like that. Obviously, that's for people who have bought them and everything like that is terrible, and it's a load of bollocks. And for me, I won't lie, Sony, I think they should at least reimburse them, or at least reimburse them in some sort of way, at least for the loss of profit, loss of money, on like the people have thought they were going to be keeping this, even though I know they would say the lawyer would say, in the byline it says this.
Well,
yeah, and whatnot, and I'm just like, I don't give a fuck, mate. It's like anything like that. But obviously, there's no facts out there for everything like that. But for me, this is also probably a Warner Brothers thing as well. They're just like, we're not renewing the licenses with you guys because we want everything on our stuff. So it's like, the Sony are like, we can't do anything about that or anything like that. But Sony could easily not easily, but yeah, they should reimburse the people who are losing the stuff that they thought they were buying and everything. So.
Yeah, this might be a good time to remind anyone who's listening or watching to this podcast that if you're buying a digital game or movie or TV show, you don't actually own it. You're essentially buying an indefinite rental that can disappear at any moment. And that's always been the case.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that to say you should have seen this coming. I'm saying like that's the fucking hell that we live in right now. As far as like digital ownership, air quotes, it is like your entire Steam library could just disappear, and there's nothing you could do about it.
Yeah. There's no doubt about that. Yeah, that's the thing about it, and. If people want this to change, they have to, everything they want to buy, they have to make it physical and everything. But people aren't going to do that because of the convenience of just going onto your console and just boom, buying. Even if it's 20 quid more than you would have got it physically, or 10 quid more, and it's just, that's sadly how it is and everything. Yeah, it sucks. And I don't know much about the inflation thing or what Sony may or may not have done. I don't know anything about that, so I'm not going to comment on that one. But yeah, people just just make sure you read the bylines and everything like that. So,
Anyway, it sucks. Boo. And Warner Brothers sucks. Boo.
What is it? I don't know much. Let's go to this one. This made me laugh when I saw this. I know this has been here for a while. Bethesda responding to negative Starfield reviews on Steam.
What the fuck this is about? Yeah, I've been wanting to talk about this one since I saw it happen. Because Starfield's reviews have started trending negative over the last few weeks. I don't know why. I don't really as anyone who's listened to me talk about video games for an extended period of time will know, I don't put much stock in user reviews. So I don't really read them. But all the negative reviews on the Steam page, like Bethesda themselves have started responding, because you've always been able to respond to reviews. Like you'll see it sometimes on Steam where it's like a developer has responded, and like people have been leaving negative reviews of Starfield on Steam. Say like, I didn't like the game, blah 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 blah, and like a bunch of them have replies, which is basically Bethesda going, yeah, but it's still a good game though. Like that's the part I don't get. It's the actual responses that Bethesda have been leaving.
One of the responses I thought was what was funny, that one of the people called it generic and the gameplay boring. So the member of the Bethesda team said, "You can fly, you can shoot, you can mine, you can loot. Starfield is an RPG with hundreds of hours of quests to complete and characters to meet. Most quests will also vary on your character's skill and decisions, massively changing the outcome of your playthrough." I then suggest
give the game another chance.
Then change your character and change it up to do what you wouldn't normally want to do or anything like that, to have a different experience. And just like, okay,
yeah, or maybe the game's just not for this person. Like,
yeah, maybe, yeah.
What's triggered me a little bit there is I've never heard that review read out loud before, and a shocking amount of it rhymed.
I did try to make it rhyme.
No,
I tried my best for you, Amy.
Starfield is an RPG with hundreds of hours of quests to complete and characters to meet. Like, no, don't make your reviews. Yeah. Don't make your reviews rhyme. It's just like I get that, like, the people who are leaving these reviews are probably, like, you know, they work they're interns or they work in the marketing department or whatever, and they're just doing what they're told. I don't understand why, like, Bethesda themselves are jumping in to try and convince people, directly try and convince people who don't like the game to like the game. Like, the game needs, like, at this point, these people have played the game. And the game needs to speak for itself at that point. Like, if the game's not vibing with these people, it's not vibing with these people, and nothing you do can or say will most likely change that fact.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Like, I'm happy with the people who have enjoyed this game and everything. I haven't played it, I can't comment on it like that. But also, like, I can see the consensus online. It's a mixed reaction overall. Like, right now on Steam, it's mixed. It's a mixed reaction when it comes to the rating and everything. And I know you scored, you should never really take any clout with it or anything like that. But
it's good to see a snapshot, right? It's like, it's good to see that percentage of like, okay, so like this amount of people, you know what I mean? It's like 69% or whatever it is. Like, like
right now it's on 67. Overall reviews, 67 mixed.
But like, the
like, last 10,000, 52%.
It's like Metacritic and OpenCritic. It's like you can't scientifically aggregate a review like a sentiment of like whether a game is good or not into a number that's going to apply universally. But it is interesting to see. But I just find it really weird that like they're arguing passive aggressively.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't understand them.
You'll feel like you're playing a totally different game. It's like, okay. Like the one here where it's like a reviewer suggested they found Starfield's planets empty, which the podcast that you missed a few weeks ago, me and Vitz talked about this, where it was like, I don't understand why there's 1,000 planets when they could have just been 10 really detailed ones. To me, as someone who hasn't played Starfield, like that, it sounds like why would I go and explore the other 900 planets? But like you know, the response they put a response. The intention of Starfield's exploration is to evoke a feeling of smallness in players and make you feel overwhelmed. You can continue to explore.
No, you don't want that. You don't want that whatsoever.
And find worlds that do have the resources you need or hidden outposts to look through. Like, I love exploration in games. I just talked about it in the first half of this podcast. You don't ever try and make your players feel overwhelmed by the amount of things there are to do. That just seems like game design 101. Like, you know, like I play a lot of Soulsborne games. I'm used to games making me feel overwhelmed, but also like in a way where it's like I know how to overcome that. Whereas this is an entirely different ethos where it's like I'm never going to be able to overcome the overwhelmingness of 1,000 planets to explore. That's a completely different kind of being overwhelmed.
Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt.
And the idea that the response to the comment that there's too many empty planets is to double down and say, yeah, but there's loads of them. It's great. It's like, no, that was the critique. That was what the person didn't like. I don't know. It's a weird situation, and I don't know if I like it.
Well, yeah, it's people. As long as you enjoy this game, that's fantastic. That's all that matters. And for the people who aren't, Bethesda, just leave them alone.
Yeah, it's okay. Like, to the people who aren't, who might have had Bethesda themselves hopping in to argue with you, it's okay to not like the game. That is perfectly valid. And nothing the studio says can invalidate that. Unless you don't like it because pronouns or whatever, like, then that is stupid. It is invalid. But, like, if you just don't like the game because of the way it's designed or the way it plays or whatever, like, that's cool. It's fine. That's totally fine. Don't let Bethesda try and argue with you.
I won't lie, like, though, Bethesda, it's funny when one of the biggest modders out there, I don't know what the company is or anything like that, have literally said, we're no longer going to mod your game or anything because their quote is, I'm paraphrasing, the game is shit.
Wow. Holy shit.
I was trying to find that out because I was what I remembered. But I'll have to find it and I'll send it to you. But yeah, basically a big modding company has come out and said, we're not doing it anymore because the game's just shit. And I'm just like, wow.
Damn. You pissed off the modders.
And like apparently they worked on Fallout. They did mods for Fallout 4 and Skyrim and everything. I'm just like, Jesus, guys. Okay. There's a problem there, Bethesda. You should look at yourselves. But anyway, so we've spoken about Sony, we've spoken about Xbox. So let's go to Nintendo now.
Which one? Where? Huh, why can't I find it?
The Nintendo live event cancelled following threats against staff.
Sorry. I couldn't see it. So there was a Nintendo live event planned for early 2024 in Tokyo, which has been cancelled by the developer. A translated press release by Genki reveals the cancellation was brought on in part by threats against both Nintendo staff and attendees. And there's a quote from Nintendo. The event was cancelled because it was decided that customers' safety could not be fully secured. Customer safety could not be fully secured. We've decided to postpone the event. That was from a postponement of a Splatoon 3 tournament that was meant to run in December 16th. So this has happened twice. And then there's some sports events that have been cancelled for Splatoon and Mario Kart. This is weird. Like, what the fuck's going on?
Why the fuck would you threaten people? Like, seriously, like, they're coming here to show you an event of stuff, and now you're gonna threaten them? It's just like, yeah, Nintendo, you did the right thing. Get your stuff out of there and get them.
Yeah, definitely.
And fuck I'm sorry, I'll say this to you, to the Nintendo fans. Because of a small minority of stupid idiots, they fucked this for you. And so hunt them down and slap them.
Like, why would I don't understand the mindset of just like whatever slight that the people who have issued threats towards Nintendo feel like Nintendo have made, like, and they've decided to escalate it to threats against a specific live event. Because if Nintendo receive threats all of the time, like, unfortunately, that's the age we live in. But like, they must have had specifically directed threats that caused enough of a concern towards the Nintendo live event that has caused them to cancel it. Which is just, why the fuck would you do that? Like, this is the exact reason why we have the famous quote, "This is why we can't have nice things."
Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. I've sent you that article. It's like, good on Nintendo. Get your stuff out of there, and fuck the idiots who were idiots. Like, seriously, you have a good long look in the mirror, you idiots, because you need to really need to stop that. E3 is dead, Amy, apparently.
Officially confirmed.
It has officially been confirmed.
That E3 is not coming back. And I got a lot of people. I got a lot of people talking about this to me in our Discord privately and stuff. And like, a lot of the sentiment was like, "Whoa, are we really that surprised?" And it's just like, yeah, no, but that's not the point right now. Like, the point is, like, one, E3 was good. Like, people talked a lot of shit about it, and rightly so. It had a really bumpy few years, even before, like, the COVID and the lockdown. Like, it wasn't COVID that killed it. It was the ESA's terrible management of the event. But it still sucks that it's gone. Like, now we've handed all of the keys to Jeff Keighley. And I've got a 2-hour podcast released 7 days ago that'll tell you why that's a bad idea. But no, it's sad that that this big tentpole thing, like, just doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Yeah, for people who were a big fan of it, and like I was a big fan of it and everything, but yeah, it's gone, it's dusted, and it was just run into the ground by absolutely. It's like before Jeff came across as the person who we don't really like anymore. Like, he left for a reason. Like, he saw the writing on the board and everything, and like he didn't agree what they wanted to do before the pandemic and everything, and then and yeah. Like, but it's also like obviously doesn't help. It obviously didn't help. Like, obviously, like Nintendo pulled out, Sony then pulled out. Like, when you're big 2 or you're big 3, pull out and everything, you're just like, okay, well, this ain't good. Because Microsoft can't sustain it, Ubisoft definitely. Then Microsoft basically said, well, yeah, we're going to be there, but we're not going to be there.
We're going to be down the road.
We're going to be down the road, literally flipping you off.
Whatever you're doing now.
Yeah. And then, yeah. So, yeah, pour one out for E3 people, because she's gone.
Like, I mean, the E3 really started its decline in 2019, which was the first year that PlayStation didn't turn up. And
wasn't that 2018?
No, was 2018 not the year where they did the Banjo Man?
Maybe.
Which was and then they had the big weird 10-minute break while they moved everybody from the barn into the main stage. But I
still stand by that. What they showed was an amazing show.
And that was an amazing show. It was still an amazing show. Like, we saw Control and Resident Evil 2, and there was all sorts of cool shit. But it seems like, according to an IGN report, there was a big change in leadership in 2019 at the ESA, which does seem to coincide with people
Jeff
leaving.
Fucking off. Yeah.
Jeff, Sony, the whole thing getting fucked. Like, because just before it got cancelled, just before COVID really took off, I remember you and I were sat on this podcast. We were talking about E3's new plans for their event that were awful. Like, they were god awful.
They wanted to make a more content creator focused, didn't they? And it was just like, no.
Yeah, and they were going to have like lines, and people were going to be doing stuff in lines, and there was going to be celebrities, and it's just like, basically it's everything that Keighley's done with the Game Awards. Wow. Yeah, right.
He literally is the line from The Dark Knight, isn't he? Yeah, you either die here or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. He really is, isn't he? He's the epiphany of that line, which is really funny to me.
But like, E3's demise wasn't necessarily inevitable. Like, with proper leadership and a proper like grasp of how to make the show, like, bring the show back to not necessarily its former glory, because I don't think it was ever going to recapture its former glory. But I think it could have still been a force. You know, there's a reason Gamescom still happens, right? And it just wasn't, like, if the leadership was that bad, which it seems like it has been for the last few years, like, the writing was always on the wall. And to quote myself from a few minutes ago, quoting another quote, this is why we can't have nice things.
Yeah, true. Like, why you would want to try and make it more content focused? Content creator focus.
You gotta get all those content creators.
It's literally, yeah, like I said, it's literally like what fucking Keighley's doing right now with the Game Awards, where it's literally all fucking announcements instead of celebrating the games and the developers who've created them.
Yeah,
it's insane.
Yeah, like E3 still had more of that than the Game Awards. For sure. But like with E3, it was never about necessarily. E3 was marketing. It was specifically.
Yeah, we knew what we were getting for that, though. We knew we were going in to see all these hopefully amazing looking games and everything in announcements. We knew what we were getting there. Like I think it's like what we were saying last week. I know we're going on a little bit of tangent here. Jeff just needs to change the fucking Game Awards names, and it'll be absolutely fine.
Winter Games Fest.
Winter E3.
leave the awards to DICE.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Yeah. But with E3 going, it's a shame. Like, I saw a lot of people talking about how, like, oh, well, one of their bucket list items was they wanted to go to E3 at some point in their lives. I never had that urge, like, despite being someone who talks about video games. Like, I never really felt like I wanted to go to E3.
I think I've said before that I would have loved to. Like, if I ever got the opportunity, I would probably take it. But yeah, I wasn't going to save up the fucking money to do it. No way.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like I got more enjoyment out of it from home, than there. But it's like it was still a great show.
Yeah, and going off what all the people like the IGNers, the Game Spotters, and all like that who went there and everything, they basically all came back ill the next week.
Well, yeah, I mean it's a super spreader event for sure.
Yeah,
but like I miss stuff like that as well, like the stages that IGN and Twitch and GameSpot would put on, where it's like they would just bring developers up to talk about their like whatever game for like 15 minutes, and I used to love like going through all the schedules and like just watching all this shit. Like I remember Resident Evil 2 getting revealed and me going, oh, that's cool, like Resident Evil 2 is one of my favorite games. It's really cool that they're remaking it. And then like the first thing I watched after E3 had ended, when all the stage shows started up, was PlayStation Access were talking to like two of the developers of Resident Evil 2 remake, and they brought gameplay, and I went fucking feral when I saw what this game actually looked like. I was like, holy fucking shit. And I was like, I remember it was a year our E3 podcast crew was like me, Keith, Russ, and Patrick, and I was literally like, you fucking see this shit? You fucking seen this shit? And they were like, no, and I was like, you should fucking see this, man. This looks amazing.
Yeah, true.
And I'll miss stuff like that.
Yeah, no doubt. Like I miss like the reveal of like God of War, which was absolutely amazing. So like, I'll miss like my first E3, like the 2013 when the PS5, the 4, and Xbox One were all revealed and everything. Like I literally remember, I stayed up for it at my best mate hour, and we're watching it, and I literally screamed like crazy when I saw the announcement of, because I was still in the like I was still in the early phase of like of still loving Final Fantasy and everything. Like I loved and everything. So when
15.
they like revealed Versus and changed it to Final Fantasy 14 for 15. And then revealed Kingdom Hearts, I screamed like, "What the fuck? Yes, awesome! Yes, this is amazing! Yes!" And then obviously the 1-2 punch at the end of like, we were not always online and everything. I still remember that. It's so funny. Like I have that.
Here's how to share a video game.
Yeah, I have that, and I think the God of War E3 saved on my YouTube, so it's like I can always go back and have a look at them and everything and just go, jeez, they're really good. Like I have the reveal of like the announcement of like the PS4, like where Circins was talking and everything. It just shows the controller.
Oh
and
yeah,
like, oh my god,
that controller was badass. Like
it was badass. Yeah,
that's a good
and then
controller.
He upgraded to even better.
Yeah, and it's even
the
better
next
now.
gen.
Like I don't do, as you know, you've now streamed with me through an E3. I don't do over the top reactions like at all for any of the stuff that we're watching. And this was before I even ever streamed my reactions to any E3. But when I tell you I screamed at the top of my lungs when Final Fantasy VII Remake was announced.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit, they're doing it. I was there. I was myself. I was like, oh my god, they're fucking doing it. They actually are doing this. You crazy bastards. The best reaction was still
game trailers at the time.
Game trailers, yeah.
I was very my reaction.
The best reaction.
My reaction was quite similar to their reaction in the moment.
That'll probably be my reaction whenever Capcom get around doing Dino Crisis remake.
I look forward to
Final Fantasy 9.
I look forward to hopefully capturing that online. But Yeah,
you've had like you've had a little tidbits of me of like a little bit of an overreaction of when we reacted to the Aliens Dark Descent reveal. Yeah, that was a little fun and everything. I just didn't like that we were not in sync then and everything because you already knew.
Oh no, we were in sync. I don't know how I knew that it was going to be aliens, but I was watching. I clocked when the fox.
We're out of sync. You got the Fox image before I did.
I was going to say that was when I clocked it. And I don't know why my brain went, "This is an aliens game."
Yeah,
it could have been anything, but my brain instantly just went aliens. But yeah, no, I like those were that, and then I think a couple of minutes later, Shenmue 3. I was in a Steam voice chat with Keith and Russ, and I think I deafened them.
Wasn't that just a Kickstarter?
Yeah, it was just a Kickstarter announcement, but it was like 20 years.
Yeah.
And then I think we streamed the next year's one, and that was one of the big ones. That was the Kojima walking down the stairs. Hey, everybody, I'm back.
Yeah, they got a war one.
I missed half of the Spider-Man trailer because Death Stranding like melted my brain into dust. And on the stream, I'm literally just sitting there like at 2:30 a.m. or whatever it was, and Keith just nudging me, going Spider-Man. Which was a brand new reveal. No one knew it existed at the time. Yeah. He was just like, it's Spider-Man, and you can see me just go, wait, what? So yeah, like it's sad that those are gone now. Like state of players,
PC3,
state of players and stuff are fine, but I mean, there's no showmanship, right? I miss the showmanship.
Yeah, they had characters then. Like PlayStation, like all the characters have now gone apart from Shu, and you don't even see Shu these days. And now like Jim Ryan's left. It's gonna be interesting. Like next year's 30 years of PlayStation.
Oh, I hope we get another anniversary controller for the PS5. That'd be cool.
I'll be fascinated if they don't do something of a showcase for that. Like,
yeah, it's gonna be great.
You gotta think.
It'll be 30 years of PlayStation.
Yeah.
And hopefully they'll be like, here's a PS1 styled PlayStation 5.
And here's all our live service games.
You beat me to the punchline. It's like, we're going to celebrate with live service versions of all of the games that you love.
Yeah, oh, God.
No.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Here's the Horizon. You love Horizon, right? Here's the Horizon MMO. Hey, and we know how much you love Fire Last of Us. Here's Factions. Remember that God of War roguelike? We turned it into a PvP arena combat game.
Well, speaking of Sony, let's continue. A report. Bungie is at risk of full Sony takeover. Wait, didn't they already take over?
No, well, so we'll get into it once I get to the story. We left a lot of things in here. There it is. Yeah, so, I mean, they bought Bungie, but the board is currently split between Bungie executives and Sony executives with a tiebreaker. With a tiebreaker being Bungie. So that was how, when PlayStation bought them and they were like, but we're still independent. We're just owned by PlayStation. That was how it works. But apparently, if Sony, in the contract, Bungie has to meet certain financial goals, and if they don't meet those financial goals, then Sony can dissolve the current board and take full control of Bungie. And that's seems to be what drove the big layoff push last month.
Probably a month or two.
Yeah. Because they need like Bungie to retain its independence, or at least for like Parsons and whoever else is on the board of directors of Bungie. They need to hit certain financial goals to not get completely taken over by Sony.
Well, it's I've read as much as I can for it and everything, but so I'm only going off like So Bungie, it sounds like Bungie is also messed up on here as well. Like on the part of like they are obviously they're throwing out stuff that their fans are just not enjoying, which doesn't help. With the delaying stuff, which is subjective. You can't do anything about that. But Destiny 2 is like all over the place right now when it comes to players. Players haven't been enjoying what they've been releasing, and now obviously they've delayed the thing. What was going to be like? I don't know if it was their big send off or whatever for it, but either way,
I know someone, they talk about Destiny all the time. I think it's like it's the next big expansion. It's called the Final Shape. I don't think it's like a send off or anything. I think it's just the next chapter of Destiny 2. Because I think Lightfall was the last expansion, and that was a big deal narratively, but was also like that's where the problem sort of started for the player's perception of the game. But the cost cutting, which is gone into in the report, I've got it in front of me. I'm just going to read a few paragraphs. The report came from IGN. The potential takeover is what spurred the October layoffs, but sources claim that Bungie has enacted further cost-cutting measures. Current staff confirmed a hiring freeze at the studio, and that several benefits like holiday bonuses and reduced travel benefits have been scaled back or wholly eliminated. Morale at Bungie is said to be soul-crushing over the last month, not helped by an alleged indifference from management. Leadership reportedly told multiple employees that further layoffs may still be possible, depending entirely on the performance of the Final Shape. Employees recalled how they asked leadership if they were taking pay cuts to prevent a layoff, the response to which was that Bungie was, quote, not that kind of company, end quote. However, that leadership is allegedly a company that's heaped additional responsibilities on outsourced QA testers and become increasingly hostile towards them. Within the last year, workloads for QA staff have increased, while at the same time, managers once referred to them in a team meeting as, quote, non-developers, end quote. Many speaking to IGN feel as though Bungie is falling apart, not helped by a leadership that's eroded trust and set up divisions between them and their workers. So that was like the deep dive into this. Bungie's in a bad spot. They've signed whatever contract with Sony when they've been taken over, and now it sounds like the board is trying to save its own arse and ruining the studio in the process. Like, if they hit these financial goals and the board isn't dissolved, it's starting to sound like it's not going to matter. Because
it still get it just delays it. It's going to get dissolved eventually.
Yeah.
Sony are going to step in and dissolve it eventually, because at the end of the day, that's what they're going to. Go on, sorry.
Sorry, if they do all of this cost cutting stuff, right? Like the layoffs and the stuff, and it's crushing the studio. Then they hit these financial goals and they don't get dissolved. The board doesn't get dissolved by PlayStation, by Sony. But now they've got the new problem of the studio's falling to pieces because of this. How are they going to do it next time? Like, how is Destiny 2 going to get better if the studio that's making it is falling to pieces?
It's probably not. There's no doubt about it. It's a really weird one to me, because like, this is not a normal Sony thing of like how they've bought out when they bought Bungie, because like they normally work with a company like and get them to do exclusives for them for a couple of years, or even a long-term relationship before they like buy them up. Like Insomniac, they had a really long-term relationship with them before they bought them, along with Housemarque and etc. and all the other ones. Bungie was just a multiplayer. It was a multiplayer, obviously, partnership that they had obviously with them, but the game was still cross-platform and everything, so they weren't fully with them. So I'm like, and obviously like Bungie, it's still, don't take this the wrong way to people who I'm going to say this here, but Bungie's, it's Xbox, for God's sakes. It's a Microsoft company, basically a former Microsoft company. I think for me, Sony just went, because obviously they went all in on games of service. They felt like they needed to get one of the best, quote unquote, at the time, one of the best games to service companies out there and gobble up and buy them, and they obviously went for Bungie. And I think it's the management have just completely shit the bed, and now they're trying to save their asses, and Sony are just waiting in the wings, waiting for them to fuck up even more and just dissolve and take full control.
At which point, depending on how much damage the current board of directors of Bungie have done to Bungie, I mean, they might not have that investment. Will have depreciated. Oh, man, that sounds really far. I mean, I know it's true.
If I was
investment
Sony,
is depreciated. I'm talking about people. Like,
yeah.
I fucking hate this industry sometimes.
It's two. Right now, I can vision three things: Sony dissolve the board, take full ownership, and potentially even just delay the final shape DLC, whatever it's called, even longer, and rebuild the team. Sony puts it up for sale and sells Bungie, or even releases them and says, just like what Microsoft did, you can go fuck off, do your own thing, type of thing, or which is the worst thing, the Sony closes them.
I don't think they'll close them. Because the name still has clout. I just don't think Bungie. I don't think Bungie as a studio is getting through this with its. Like, it's not going to be the same. It's not going to be the same studio like it was.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
Studios that go through this kind of thing never are. It's almost like mergers and acquisitions are almost exclusively bad, for the companies that get merged and acquisitioned, but. It sucks. Like, we've seen the layoffs in October. We've seen the people who were personally affected by it. The people that are there don't sound like they're having a shit time of it as well. And there doesn't look like there's much light at the end of the tunnel. Is the final the final shape got delayed by 3 months? Did it get delayed by 3 months because it just needed 3 more months of work, or did it only get delayed for 3 months because that's the furthest that they could delay it?
I'm going to say the second one.
Yeah.
Going off from my experience, what I've been told from other.
So I'll ask the second question, the obvious follow-up question. So, like, what's going on inside Bungie right now? Is everybody working the usual 9 to 5?
Of course.
Just like you're 100% healthy.
Every day. 9 to 5 every day.
Yeah.
Probably not. Yeah, it sucks. I hope the people come out of this all right. Because it's the employees who are going to suffer here. It's not the management.
Yeah.
Management,
100%.
Management already took the money and they're going to run away as fast as they can. Basically, that's why
Pete Parsons and the rest of the C-suite fuck this up. They'll just waltz off with millions of dollars. Like, I mean, one of the sources even asked them, allegedly, according to the report, did leadership take pay cuts to prevent layoffs? And the response was allegedly, quote, "We're not that kind of company," end quote.
But that was already out there. I'm pretty sure we spoke about this.
Who knows? It all bleeds together at this point. We're probably talking about a different studio.
I know.
But
but it's not that was. But you saying it's not a surprise to me. Like I felt like we already knew that.
I mean, all executives are like this.
Yeah, executives
they would never take a pay. They would never take a pay cut to save 100 jobs. Like
only ones I know of that took a pay cut was one at Nintendo.
Iwata, yeah.
Iwata, yeah.
That happened once. Needs to happen more. What value does Pete Parsons add to Bungie that those other 100 people? Like, if I weighed up the value of Pete Parsons to Bungie's operation versus the 100 people they laid off in October, which one do you think was more valuable to the operation of Bungie?
Do you want me to answer this, capitalist idiot, or
honestly
on your side? Honestly, I would obviously always side with the people, not the one person. But the marketing and capitalist side will always say the main recognition of that one person will carry more clout than those 100 people ever will.
Yeah, because he's the
which
leader.
is terrible. He left Microsoft to continue the studio, and we blah 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 blah.
But Activision Blizzard, and then they left Activision Blizzard, and now they've gone to Sony, and now it's all going really badly at Sony as well. Yeah, I feel terrible for the people who work at Bungie, the employees.
Maybe Microsoft were right in letting them go. I know a lot of people were like, "Oh, they just let the company who was creating Halo go, yada yada yada," and I'm just like, well, maybe they were fucking right in letting them go.
I don't know what the story was behind Microsoft and Bungie's split. Like, I was not that invested in the games as industry at that point in my life.
I think it was that Microsoft wanted to take Halo in one direction, they wanted to go in the other one. Obviously, Microsoft owned it and everything like that, so had final say. Bungie was like, no, we're going to fight this, and I think they just amicably separated.
All right.
And Bungie fucked off, obviously, without the IP because Microsoft owned it. So
fair enough. I just looked at how long we've been going. I've been so engrossed in our conversation, Moody. I haven't been checking the time.
All right. Can we get one more in?
Yeah, sure.
Just the Baldur's Gate 3 and Spider-Man actors show unity following Game Award discourse.
Yeah, so this is I pulled this as a news story from thegamer.com, and I'll just read this because I don't want to paraphrase it. Because there's been some weird fucking discourse going around social media in the past week about Spider-Man 2 specifically. I don't know how much of it you've seen.
I've seen a lot of people are bitching that didn't win an award.
Well, so okay, fuck it. We'll not read it. But it's like it didn't win an award. That happens to games sometimes. But
I just want to state the original didn't either.
Yeah, there was a specific sort of weird discourse that happened where I'm guessing Spider-Man 2 fans were posting on social media like clips from Spider-Man 2, which looks like a great game. Like, again, I haven't played it. I'm not going to deny that it looks like a great game. But they would post clips of Spider-Man 2, or they would post clips of like Baldur's Gate 3's like tactical turn-based combat, and the sentiment was always something along the lines of, I can't believe Baldur's Gate 3 won Game of the Year instead of Spider-Man 2. Look at Baldur's Gate 3. Who is this even made for? And that was the general sort of discourse around around it, and it was so fucking weird to me. I get it, you're salty that your favorite game didn't win Jeff Keighley's Game of the Year award, but a lot of people like Baldur's Gate 3. I'm
just gonna state this. I might be wrong here, but I won't be surprised if Baldur's Gate 3 has sold more than Spider-Man 2, guys.
It's entirely possible. I mean, technically, it's been out for 3 years, so it was just such a weird direction to take to specifically be like, look at Spider-Man 2. How could anybody like Baldur's Gate 3 over this? And it's like, and I'm just sitting here going, I do, I do.
Yeah.
It's not as action-packed and cinematic, and I mean, they're two completely different kinds of games, man.
Yeah, okay, well, guys, I can tell you this. I love Spider-Man 2. I think it's a great game. I don't think it is top tier Sony. I won't lie. I will not lie. I think it's a great game. Story's very messy. Very messy. And there's some parts where you're just like, you could have held that back and should have maybe delayed that to the next game and everything, which they did do on certain elements. But it's just like, it's very messy. I love Spider-Man 2, but yeah, it's. I'm not surprised that it didn't win anything. I'm disappointed that Yuri didn't win. For me, I thought he did an amazing performance, but I haven't seen all the performances, so I don't think I can give a proper critique analysis on it, you know what I mean, for myself, for the people who were all nominated. But I trust in what you Amy, and I trust in Vitz, what you guys were saying. The person who would, he was amazing. The Final Fantasy guy, he was amazing, even though Final Fantasy 16 you didn't enjoy compared to Vitz, but both of you came together. They just say, yeah, but the performance is great. We can't fault the performance, you know. I'm not gonna lie. Oh god, I can't remember his name. Guy who was the actor from Cyberpunk.
Idris Elba.
Idris Elba. My brain was farting on him. Okay. My brain was farting on his name. No offense, I haven't seen his performance or anything like that, but I kind of feel he also just got nominated because of his name recognition more than anything. But that's maybe being a little bit mean there, so I apologize. But yeah, apparently the Alan Wake 2 lady, great performance and everything like that from like what you've said, Amy, and everything, and what I've seen the consensus online. So it's like, people, man, chillax. Just chillax. And also, get the fuck over the Jeff Keighley announcement awards. Showcase. Extravaganza.
There's a fantastic video by Brian David Gilbert. It was made years ago for Polygon when he was doing his Unraveled series, where he did a video about Game of the Year. And it's got a message at the end of it, even though it's a highly satirical, even though it's like a highly satirical comedy video. It's got a message at the end of it that I think a lot of people need to fucking hear when it comes to discoursing about Game of the Year and best games, like buried in amongst the surrealist comedy. Now, what I would say about pitting two games against each other is what Yuri Lowenthal and Neil Newbern both said. So this is the part of the news story. So Yuri Lowenthal, the actor behind Peter Parker in Spider-Man 2, shared a picture of Spidey with Hysterian from Baldur's Gate 3. The image reads, "Spread love, not hate," a sentiment Lowenthal encourages, saying this, so much this. Hysterian's actor Neil Newbern agrees, calling Lowenthal an incredibly talented leading light in our industry. So, the only people pitting these games against each other are
the idiots.
Yeah, like the people who make them are celebrating each other's victories. It's not the word I wanted to use. Are celebrating each other's achievements. Thank you. Like the actors themselves are celebrating each other's achievements. The normal people amongst us, we're not normal people. What do I call us?
The deranged.
The people of us who actually enjoy video games as an art form are celebrating both of these games as achievements, even though between the two of us, we've only played one out of two of these games. And they were both different games.
Yeah, that's the thing. But that's what makes it even more crazy. Like, they are massively two different games in general.
There's no need to pit them against each other. It's not a competition. This isn't a football league where only one team gets to the top of the thing and wins the trophy. It's like, these are all great games. Let's celebrate all of them.
Yeah. Like, if I was that petty, like, I'll say this right now. None of the games that were nominated for Game of the Year are my overall Game of the Year at all. I can tell you this right now. It wasn't even nominated for a Game of the Year, so fuck off.
Now you know how I felt last year.
No, but it didn't bother me at the same time. Yeah, you know, like yours, I think from the discourse and everything like that, seemed like it should have had a legitimate chance to be nominated. Mine, I knew was never going to be.
Yeah.
Even if it should have or should not have, you know, I knew mine was never going to be.
It's your favorite game of the year.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't. But the people who were nominated for those games don't. It doesn't bother me that they nominated those. Like, I have no problem whatsoever. It's like, it's easy for me. It's like, what was it? A couple of years ago, I've stated, I've stated many cases of my love for Life is Strange True Colors. That was the only thing I think that was nominated for that year was the performance.
Oh, you think you got a Games for Impact?
Oh, and Games for Impact, yeah. It didn't bother me, people. It doesn't bother me whatsoever. Yeah. It shouldn't bother you. It really, really shouldn't. Just get over. Just enjoy the games. I'll take what Jeff says. Celebrate the games, even though he does a shit way of doing it. Celebrate the games.
Unlike Jeff,
yeah,
who's all talk, we can actually celebrate the games. Look, I'm well outside the mainstream when it comes to my taste in games. Like, you know, most of the time, my favorite games don't get nominated for things at Jeff Keighley's Game Awards, and it's never bothered me. The only time I've legitimately ever... The only time... It bothered me a little bit last year that I didn't get nominated for a fucking writing award. Like, come on, man. But the only one that's ever bothered me is that Goodbye Volcano High didn't win Games for Impact this year.
Just because it's
perfect.
Last week.
It's perfect. But no. We'll give it a cheer. Did a meteor strike the land in cheer? Am I taking the awards title too literally? Maybe I am.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah.
But no, it's whatever. Like, you love the games that you love, and stop fucking having arguments and pitting games against each other when even the people who make the games don't want them to be pitted against each other.
Yeah.
Stop being weirdo losers online, I guess.
Yeah, there's all the idiot weird losers online. We don't need it anymore.
Anyway. It's going to do it. There's no open critic head-to-head this week. We wrapped that up last week.
Yes, we did.
I won. Yeah.
But you lost Fantasy Critic.
I did. At the same time.
You did. And
Things
points
happen.
have just gone down even more, haven't they?
Yeah, both of us. Yeah, it happens. Hey, I'll get him next year.
Hey, I got third. That's all I care about right now.
I was thinking about that. Like, because you went
Why?
from 5th to 3rd.
Yeah.
Like, knowing that you weren't going to get anywhere near 1st or 2nd, would it not have been better to finish 5th? Set yourself up a bit better for next year.
I don't care.
Okay. I know you don't care. Like, you finished 3rd the year before as well. Like, so, you've obviously, you know what you're doing, like, to pick games and stuff. But
yeah, would I would like to have won and been able to claim a game? Yes.
Sure.
But other than that, no.
Yeah, I was just wondering if it was like, was it, I don't know. Maybe I know I'm thinking too hard about it, but I was just like, would it not have been in his best interest to tank it and set himself up better next year?
No, I finished the same place I finished last year, so I'm good.
Almost everybody finished in the same place as they did last year.
Elf had a massive shit. Elf had a massive shit. There's no doubt about it.
He dropped from 2nd to 6th.
And Russ, he's improved. He went one place higher.
He was in it a lot more.
Yeah.
Like, he was nowhere all last year, from the very beginning to the very end. This year, he was up and down. He was first at one point.
Wasn't Failward 4th last year?
Yeah.
Yeah,
you and
Fairwald haven't moved.
have improved nothing.
You've dropped.
I've
Elf
dropped.
Shut the bed.
Elf
and
went
Russ raised
through the floor,
rose up.
and Vitz just strolled in casually, declared himself champion.
Yeah, with only 16 releases.
Yeah. We talked about it, and he was like, it was that point where it was like, do I risk taking a game for the points, even though that might, you might get negatives? So he just decided not to do that.
Yeah. He did smart. He did good.
He did good.
Oh, the fuck! He's scary for next year for Open Critic. He got 12 points within just a matter of weeks.
I'm very worried about how good he is at this. Like, I've never taken it too seriously.
It's just a guessing game. This is the thing.
Like, statistically, he shouldn't have that many points. What the fuck happened? Is he going to continue this next year? Do we need to be concerned?
I'm 110, 20% fit here, so of course not, Amy.
Okay, I'll take your word for it then.
Yeah.
I was going to say, like, do we declare some kind of weird alliance thing? He's not here.
Oh, you want us to team up?
Should we try and work together? Well, if you'll remember, my only objective going into this year was to crush you, and I did.
You did that, so.
I don't think it's necessarily about winning and losing for next year. I think it's about how do we stop Vitz. And I don't know if that's going to be possible. Like, we've got the advantage in Fantasy Critic that he's going last.
Yeah, but he has claimed the game.
And he is going to claim Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
And someone's going to take
crossing your fingers that
me.
you get single Silk Song.
Me and Vitz have an understanding about Silk Song.
What if it hasn't been picked by you?
But unfortunately, I don't have that understanding with anyone else.
Yeah, but okay, then just boot everyone else out and just bribe me, Amy. What are you going to give me for me to say no? To say
whatever you fucking want. What you've got to remember is, you're all going before me. Is Silk Song the smartest first pick? It is it. If you seriously asked yourselves, with all the games coming out in 2024, it's not. But I'm going to do it anyway because I'm invested.
Well, if it gets to you, we'll see.
I hope Elfie will take it. I know she will. Like, you can write that prediction down and send it to the bank. And then it won't come out. I'm going to laugh. While crying because it's not out yet and I can't play it.
Yeah.
Anyway, we need to get this 130% healthy man to
140,
150?
150. I might be 150% fit. That's it's amazing.
Fit and healthy, 100%, 150% fit and healthy, man. But we should get you to bed. You've got a big day tomorrow, I'm sure.
Of course.
So that's going to do it. Episode 382 of the Words About Games podcast. Normally, I would ask if you've got any cool, fun closing thoughts for the podcast. But I'm
be 150% awesome this weekend. Live long and prosper. It's Game of the Year next week, guys.
It's Game of the Year. It's going to be good. I've got a whole new format. We're going to talk about games more, and it's going to be great. Bye.
Bye.